Hi again. You remember last time I told you I'd be up in New York spending a month with my daughter, so I wouldn't be doing any modeling. But of course, that wouldn't stop me from doing any shopping. And being on the internet, along with visiting a few interesting stores, and I thought I'd just go through some of the additional tools and accessories that I've gotten in the last 30 days. Perhaps the most important one was the move to a wireless microphone. And I've decided to go with Rhodes, stick with Rhodes. You remember I had this little lavalier mic that's plugged in to the iPad. Well, we've got a replacement for it. And it's really very simple to hook up. You just plug a USB-C cord into one end of it. Same thing into the other side onto the iPad. And pair the two, and it does this all automatically. And now I have a wireless connection between the microphone, which is here, and the wireless receiver here. So I can just take this and clip it on to the top of the iPad so it disappears, and then I can clip this anywhere onto my body, onto my belt, or my pocket. Or I could simply clip it onto the lapel. I can also use the lavalier connection that I had before and simply plug it into that. Just goes in here. And now I'll clip this onto my shirt here and go back with the lavalier mic here. And we're back in business. I have a microphone. This, of course, could be hidden if you wanted to. And you should see a huge improvement in the quality of sound. What's really nice about this is this is a lavalier 2, it comes with a second microphone, so if I'm having a conversation with another person, I can put this on the other person, and we have really perfect sound throughout the entire shop and from both individuals. The last point I'd like to make is how we might use these microphones in our Zoom meetings and on online workshops. There's no question that we've struggled with audio and in many cases with video. So the need for at least a second camera, maybe a third, and certainly 2 microphones is essential to have good quality meetings. These meetings have been a real godsend for those of us that live in different parts of the world, and have been instrumental in lifting and improving our skills. So these mics are in fact 3 mics. There's one, as I understand it, that's on the receiver, and then of course each independent wireless mic has a mic on itself. The second microphone could be placed out if you're having a meeting, could be placed out and people can pick it up, or it can come close to where people are speaking, and make a huge difference to the quality of the audio of these meetings. So just a little tip, maybe some of you in the outlying clubs might like to experiment with them, and not expensive. This whole setup costs less than $300. The first set of tools we're going to look at are those relating to soldering. And I went overboard. These are different heat-sensitive liquid solders. And these came from Zach's jewelry store in Manhattan. And one of the interesting things I found is that these need to be stored in a fridge, and they need to be stored facing downwards if I want to keep any of them or extend the life of the paste. I also managed to get some rouge. It was there, it was inexpensive, and again, one of the recommended pastes for preventing solder moving from one place that you're soldering to another. So it stops the flow of the solder. For the pickle jar, finally got my copper tongs, so now I can go inside and not upset the mix. Some soldering picks. I think these came from Amazon, I'm not sure. And then this just happened to went into a little second-hand store and they had these for $2. So I had bought once before, and it turned out to be so useful, I just picked up 3 more. This is an automatic lighter. It needs some batteries. I haven't really used it as yet, but you simply place the torch on the unit, and you get that spark that you get on a barbecue or on a gas stove, and it'll ignite the flame. And I splurged a little bit on the Smith's little torch by the addition of this burner. So there's the flame, and as you add the oxygen, you get a real hot flame. You should be able to see it there. You remember that Greg had suggested getting these, I think the ceramic pieces, which you could put and hold pieces on this heating board. But of course, to get them to fit, because they're a little oversized, I actually had to drill out the holes. And I wasn't too happy with that. And then I went looking and found there was a stainless steel piece that actually fit in these exact holes. So this is far better for holding pieces in place. So I bought a pack, again, a pack of each, and it really is a great little addition to the soldering program. Then for the mill, I got a few things. One is this plastic and rubber hammer for making sure that when we put pieces in the vise, that we tap them down and it makes sure it's real well seated and level. And then I got 2 different machine squares, a 3-inch and a 2-inch. So again, they're perfect and just balance my collection of fantastic squares. A little bit overboard in this multiple drill bit, which gives me different levels. I have one, but it was not of the highest quality, so I replaced it with this $50 purchase. And then perhaps the best addition to the shop so far is this light. It's a magnetic light, so I can clip it anywhere on anything. You can change the angle of it, and I'll show you really the major benefit. So let's start here. I can clip this on really on any piece of the mill, and it'll cast light exactly where I want it. I was actually looking to acquire a light that would fit around it, but this is much more versatile. And more importantly, it can go on my mill as well. So here it is on the work. Really a fantastic addition. Again, it won't stick on aluminum. It gets the light exactly where I want it. And I can shift it from machine to machine. It has 3 intensity settings, and I can also put it on a stand like this and shift it around, and it'll work pretty good. And now just to quickly end up, a little hammer for my chisels. Long wanted this addition. 2 very interesting clamps. These are hand clamps, these are jeweler's clamps. And you can see this is typical of a ring application, but it can both do the outside and the inside. These pins move wherever you want, and you place the item inside and tighten it up, and it holds it perfectly in place to allow you to do any sort of soldering, and it really, you can put some real pressure on it and it's not going to move at all. And this little one, which I had seen, and I think this is the find of all the pieces, it opens up, and the most important thing is I can put this one here in the Lee Valley table clamp. So wonderful little tool. Some dual clips, a new paint gun and a new hose. The one I have is relatively old, and so this is really just an addition. And then this is a lovely little tool which I needed when I was working on the thorn, which is a reamer that would allow me to come and open up holes very slightly when I wanted to. It comes with 3 different sizes, and I think this is really the ideal tool for getting an exact opening on a hole. Would have been very useful in putting these copper ports. Of course, vision is always a big problem with us modelers. And I had actually ordered this on Amazon, and after waiting over a month, they actually canceled it. And then when I was looking at Zach's catalog, I found the same unit there. It was really beautifully made. It takes multiple lenses, so you can actually put any combination of lenses together, which will increase the distance that you need to get to whatever it is you're looking at. So this is really real close up here with these 2 lenses. If I take this one off, again, it comes in this nice case, keep the lenses from getting scratched. Again, the focal distance is now here. The other one was here. And then of course, it'll also, there's enough room here that'll work if you're wearing glasses. And that's the perfect distance here. And then finally, of course, it's got a little light. If I can find the switch, there we go. Which is an LED light, which again makes it just so easy to see. So again, for working on the table, I find this, just turn this off. Yeah, I find this really an exceptional product, and so much better than the old one that I had. And so I highly recommend these magnifying glasses with the light. So those are the modeling tools. I did buy some other bigger tools, but I'm not going to really go through that with you. Of course, this video would be incomplete if I didn't give you my final greeting, which is to remember, keep modeling,